Delete me off your page. Delete me off your page.
Hello loves and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name of Kagi, but you guys can most definitely call me Lo. So I do think that this is the part that most people will be interested in. This is the part that they have been running away from speaking about in the YouTubed in-house, you guys. So up next, I'll just go ahead and insert every little single detail which Unewo spoke about on her Insta Live. So in the meantime, please do make sure to just engage me down on the comment section, like this video, and also subscribe if you have not yet done so, and I will surely see you on my next upload. Bye.
About the entire situation, because I held back in my diary sessions for obvious reasons that are clearly not helping me right now. On the night of this altercation between Naledi and I, Naledi, myself, and Salome were outside the club and we had to leave. I could not leave because I needed to make sure that my 19-year-old brother, who had just gotten to Cape Town about 2 weeks ago, was safe. I'm the one that told him, no, come, we're all at the club, whatever. And I needed to make sure that he was okay to go back home. So they kept saying, no, let's go. And I'm like, guys, listen, I can't go, but I need to make sure that Kia is okay. Okay? Let's go now, let's go. Guys, I can go, but I need to make sure that Kia is okay. That lady then turns to say, F Kia. So she literally goes, nah, F Kia. And immediately, as any older sister would, I went, okay. In his face, by the way, in his presence, a 19-year-old. She said that, and I said bye to my younger brother, let him go, and then I went to her calmly, and I said, while we're still outside, and I said, I don't appreciate what you just said in front of Gia. That was not good. And imagine, how would you feel if I said F Katleho? And she's like, it's not Katleho. I said, how would you feel if I said F Katleho? And she said, it's not Katleho, it's Katleho. And I said, that's not the point that I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make is, as my friend swearing at my sibling is not something you should be doing. I don't see where you get the grounds to that. You understand? Fine. She says, I'm not doing this with you. She gets in the car. I'm like, okay, no problem. Get in the car, Tato, and I'm telling everybody in the car how really, really pissed off I am because I don't know why, as my friend, you would do that. No problem. Get to the house. Go to my lady's room very calmly, and I'm just like, listen, I want to speak to you. I'm not, and her response is, I'm not going to talk to you. And I said, okay, well, I don't appreciate the way in which you said F my bra. Before I could finish my sentence, she then goes to say, no, but you said F Katleho. And I said, no. I said, how would you feel if I did? Nonetheless, she goes on, doesn't let me get a word in. She goes on and on and on. I'm like, Naledi, if you let me speak, you'll see that I'm not here to attack you. I'm just here to tell you I don't appreciate what you said about my brother. This can be a very simple conversation between two friends where I can tell you how I felt. You say sorry. You tell me that you don't appreciate that I made an example. I say sorry. You know what I'm saying? Fine. Eventually, she's going on, and I'm like, just let me speak, bro. If you let me speak, you'll see that I'm actually not trying to attack you. No problem. She goes and she decides she wants to call Salome. I'm like, I don't see the need to call Salome because this is a conversation between two friends and we can really just talk about it. Call Salome. Bring Salome in. Salome's just like, Salome is confused obviously because she's just like, I don't know why I'm here. I don't know what's going on. Why is this such a big deal? She doesn't want to let anybody get a word in. I'm like, you know what, Salome, it's fine. Let's let her speak. She's like, I don't appreciate that. Don't do that. Get out of my room. So I'm like, Naledi, I can't say. Until I'm your friend. You and I are friends. Out of everybody in this house, you and I are actually friends. And I think what rubbed me off the wrong way more than anything is that earlier that day, we'd had a conversation about how I felt that she wasn't present enough for me as a friend, and she'd admitted it and she apologized. And I thought we were going to a greater, journey as friends. Nonetheless, she then goes on to say, no, get out of my room, get out of my room, get out of my room. She's screaming. And I'm like, let me speak. Literally anybody and everybody in the house can attest to the fact that if there's one sentence I said 7 million times in that entire argument is, if you let me speak, let me speak, let me speak, let me speak. Fine, we're going on. Now we're arguing, right? These things, we're arguing. And I'm telling her, at some point I'm even like, no, you're used to your friends giving up on you. I'm not going to give up on you as your friend. I just want to talk to you. We're going on and it's a back and forth. And, at some point she's like, no, and I'm like, dude, but obviously we're not going to get there because there's no need. Back and forth, argument. She's telling everybody, get her away from me. And I'm just there like, dude, let me speak. You'll see that I'm not attacking you. I just want to tell you that I don't appreciate what you said about my brother. Just let me speak. At some point, she leaves the room, and I'm following her like, dude, just let's talk. You and I are friends. Why are it a scene? It's embarrassing. go to the other room, and she takes a seat. She sits down, and I go at her level. So she's sitting on the chair, and I go on her level, right? And immediately as I'm about to speak, Naledi then decides to do what? She puts her hand on my face, slaps me across the face, and pushes me back. Cool? Sit back. Now, I could have done one of two things at that point. I could have either, in response, hit her back, or just left it alone. At this point, I'm already really pissed off at the fact that I'm acting out of character. Also, in the system, so we're both very mad. Everything is going crazy. And so what happens then is I immediately say, Tato Munseng, and she gets out of the room. And as she's getting out of the room, she's like, I told you guys to get this bitch away from me. Fine. I get in my room. Obviously, at that point, I'm distressed. Also, I have a very, I was very triggered because getting to physical altercations is something that's very triggering for me for my own personal reasons, right? And at that point, I was in my room the entire evening. I did not get out of my room. I was just very confused, if I'm being honest. And I'm not trying to make myself sound like Naledi, we were having an argument, which is what I said in that voice note that was leaked, right? We were having an argument. It was an argument. But the argument started because you said if my little brother, a 19-year-old, for no reason whatsoever. When I addressed it with you, you chose to not let me speak. And then furthermore, you went and you did what you did. And at that point, of course, because, nonetheless, I did not leave the room until the next day when Tato came to come and get me. Eventually, I left the room, I got downstairs, and she said, when you come back, I'd like to speak to you. I said, okay, cool, no problem. At some point in the morning, she hugs me and she says, I'm sorry for yesterday, but I'd like us to speak properly. I said, okay, cool, no problem. Eventually then we leave, whatever. I hear Ariana, she's leaving Cape Town, and I'm like, listen, I don't think you should leave. Because guys, at this point, if I'm being very honest, and Naledi knows this because her and I have spoken about it, at this point, the way in which she was reacting to me just wanting to simply address her was very concerning for me as a friend. I was very much like, that did not look like, you looked like you were acting from a point of trauma. Like, it didn't look like you were actually angry about what's happening. It looked like something else that you're angry about. Which is why I was like, you know what, I actually also, as your friend, want to understand. Do you understand? She talks to me, she apologizes, whatever, we squash it. Obviously, at that point, I'm just like, you know what, it's cool. It's whatever. I'm hurt, yes. I'm angry, yes, because there was no reason for things to get physical. There was no reason for things to even become a fight of any sort.